No, this isn't Gaza. This is Yale. Fox News Alert. Right now, you're looking live at the campus of Yale University, where police are swarming the campus. They are chanting right now, as you hear. There's been hundreds of students protesting Israel at Yale. Anti-Israel protests plague colleges and universities across the country, all while Jewish communities begin to celebrate Passover. Our next guest witnessed the anarchy firsthand on Columbia University's campus that pushed today's classes online, they say, for their safety. One was nearly burned after a protester lit his American flag on fire. Here to discuss it are Columbia University students Elisha Baker and Andrew Parker Stein. Andrew, it was you Saturday night, right? What happened?
So basically, a bunch of Jewish students came to campus to respond to the encampment. We just sang songs of peace. On the way out, a pro-Hamas mob started chasing us, calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus. They threw hard objects at him. They started harassing him. They tried to light his flag on fire, and nothing is done with this. And after that, on the way out, we were talking to public safety. They started following us on the way out, and public safety just shrugged their shoulders. They're the ones who are responsible in protecting us. And the only protection that we had was we have one student who's a 6'5" student, and everyone hid behind him as we were leaving campus. And an angry mob of pro-Hamas students chased us off of campus, screaming, "We don't want no Zionists here, get out of here, F Israel," and a bunch of other...
And these are students?
So that's a great question. This is the most shocking thing on campus right now. We have video proof of people sneaking into campus. The encampment themselves are bragging about the fact that many aren't students. And so we don't know if they're students. Likely they're students. They might not be students. And Columbia is doing nothing about the fact.
Unbelievable. They just shut down school. Elisha, what's your experience?
I mean, look, we've been calling this out for 6 months now. We know that these are anti-Semites using anti-Semitic
Since the October 7th attack.
Since the October 7th attack. Since the first set of protests on October 12th. And now we see what happens when you don't shut down anti-Semitic rhetoric and you allow these people to feel entitled. You know, there were some arrests on Thursday. That was great. I commend the university for doing that. Guess what? They walk 20 yards to their left. They do the exact same thing on the other lawn, and they've been there since Thursday. And now they're harassing us. They're yelling, "Go back to Poland." You know, when they say we don't want no Zionists here and death to the Zionist state, you know, what's the game plan? Where should we go?
Right.
Now they're saying go back to Poland. We all know what happened last time the Jews were in Poland.
Well, you shouldn't go anywhere, but you don't feel safe on campus.
Absolutely not. And there's really been no enforcement of policy. And the problem is that public safety is unable to really step in when there are problems.
Are they armed? I mean, are they capable of doing anything, Andrew?
I think that's the most concerning part. People have been saying for a while now that they don't feel safe, and a lot of that had to do with the rhetoric. But I want to be clear right now, this has now gotten into physical safety. I no longer feel physically safe on my campus.
What year are you in?
I'm a junior.
So a junior, you going to finish up this semester?
It's a great question. If nothing...
Are you going to come back?
I promised myself after Saturday night, after our group was attacked by a mob of pro-Hamas supporters, that I'm not stepping on campus while this is happening. And I don't know what that means for finals. I don't know what that means for the rest of the semester.
For you guys, you have a mission. You want to get a degree from an Ivy League university. I don't think you should let these guys stop you from doing that.
I agree. And by the way, you know, in America with religious freedom and at Columbia with, you know, a big Jewish community, we're supposed to feel like we can be proud of our identities and we can be proud to wear our kippas on campus and we can be proud of our state. We can be proud of Israel. And that shouldn't stop me from being able to walk on campus.
So in your estimation, who organized this? I mean, what's going on?
There's kind of two things happening. There's the coalition of groups on campus called Columbia University Apartheid Divest that are calling for a number of things. One of them now is defund public safety. So, I mean, they're basically trying to get rid of the only set of people that are even tasked with keeping us safe on campus. And then you have groups like Within Our Lifetime, which is designated by the Anti-Defamation League as very much supporting terrorism, if not kind of being a terrorist group themselves, or at least a pro-terror group themselves. And what's happening is that group that is organizing right outside our gates, which is, by the way, on the way back to my dorm, I have to walk through them, and the groups inside campus are totally coordinating, sneaking people in and out, sneaking things in and out. By the way, I don't know what's in a backpack when it gets snuck in. Who knows? I mean, Andrew on Saturday night had water thrown in his face. What if somebody had a gun or a knife? we never would have known.
Why do you say pro-Hamas?
Because someone stood there saying Al-Qassam's, which is the military wing of Hamas, next target, while we were singing songs of peace, holding Israeli flags. And they stood there for 10 minutes, and no one did anything about it. If this was a peaceful protest, if you have one rogue who's doing that, if someone on our side did anything like that, we would shut them down immediately. Instead, they had people filming it and celebrating it while we stood there singing songs of peace. And it's all over social media, pictures of Al-Qassam's next targets, which is Hamas.
Right. What's your reaction to the fact that I'm showing you live pictures at Yale right now, that you know this protest happened at MIT, that you know it's happening at Berkeley, at the new school downtown. A lot of NYU students are not protesting there. They're coming up to your on the Upper West Side. So what are your reaction to this?
I mean, look, the fact that this is spreading is not surprising to me. I'm seeing it at Yale. I mean, my brother's going to Yale next year. I know that he's going to have to be dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with, and he walks around with a kippah too. I mean, it is really, really crazy that Jewish students who are entering college now and who are in college now have to be thinking about the fact that they can kind of make a choice, right? Do I want to be proud to be Jewish, or do I want to feel safe?
Well, how about this? People looking at this resume go, oh, you went to Columbia? I don't think I want this resume. I'm going to put it to the bottom, except for guys like you who stand up and speak out. Thanks so much. Stay safe, but don't let them win. Get at least complete all your courses and then move on. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Please keep us up to date.